moderate and do all this stuff. Somebody else does that. Hiring some moderators, thanks. Hello. I always do Twitch lives, but you know, I'm getting lazy. I'm getting lazier and lazier, and I want everything on one app eventually. So anyways, there'll be a part 1 video. I said some stuff, but the horses are gone for a bit. I'm sad. I miss them. But like, this is ugly. That's ugly. That's a raptor. Watch out. Okay. Crocodile Dundee in Jurassic Park. What is happening? Oh, welcome. Okay. I'm abiding. I'm a law-abiding person. What's my screen? Is it good? I don't know. Orientation locked. I'm new here. Anyway, these are ugly. I'm sorry. This is what we spend our time building. These ugly things. They take the horses away. They take their field away. I loved those horses. Thank you. My mom loves horses. She wants her fucking horse back. Somebody stole my mom's fucking horse. Okay? Like, I'm gonna cry. Now I'm gonna laugh because it's like kind of funny, but not. It's like not. It's not funny. Oh, that's cool. Look at this. What is that? Oh, I thought that was a paw for a moment. It's just a track. Ew, dog shit. Who did not pick up their dog shits? Oh. Anyway, I'm looking and feeling cute. And I'm gonna go visit Wally's resting spot for a bit. And we're gonna read and write and talk about Bible. I'm just gonna flip to random pages. I got 2 different Bibles. I'd like to go to the bookstore and get more Bibles. Because they're all a little bit different, and I love that. And there's a story of stories with just Bibles. So for those people that just love Bibles, combine all the Bibles together. And like, what's the story of Bibles? You know, that's what we're figuring out right now. You guys are all researching the wrong shit. Anyway, that's a beautiful property over there. Unfortunately, sometimes there is not nice snake cultists that show up, so they've had to build a wall. I hope one day that they have the gate open and they don't have... What does that say? Oh, Rottweiler country. There's a guard in there. There's a guard in there. You gotta come out of the gate though. You're guarding... I mean, maybe they got a family they're guarding, but they should let more families in. You don't need a gate. You don't need walls. It's not how you protect. If people all were just walking, talking, doing good things, or maybe they don't have to be talking, but you know, doing good things, we wouldn't need walls. People would just know if there was something off. The right people would know when something is off. Does that make sense? I hope. I'm entering the woods, guys. Don't get scared. Don't get scared. Silent Hill can either be peaceful or it can be your fucking nightmare. There's just 2 options. There's just 2. Sorry, I'm not reading chat or anything, so I'll tell you if I'm reading chat. So if you got something to say to me that you want me to see, that will be talking time to me. Suddenly some of these trees came down. I don't know if it was natural or they were stolen. Were you stolen? Were you murdered? Oh, they ripped out of the ground there, look. Wind has been very strong here. If you're like the element of wind, why are you ripping all the trees up? I guess nature does its thing. It just saddens me. Some of these trees are quite old, but maybe they were talking shit. Oh my gosh, tree drama now. They were talking shit, maybe. So they're like, wind! This tree right here was talking shit. Oh wait, there's two! They were commingling. They were commingling, talking shit. See, the other trees didn't want them to spread gossip, so maybe they called wind over here. It was like three little pigs. I'm a Hufflepuff, and I'm gonna blow you over, little piggy pigs. Oh, there's that one too, but that one kind of set up camp on the wrong. Like, that's a steep hill there. That's a hard life. That's a hard life. That's a hard life. A fallen baddie. I wish somebody would use this wood, some of it. You know, every time someone dies, even trees, we should remember them in some way. At least for a little. Introduce them to people that didn't know the tree. Because it's not, the tree couldn't go anywhere. It kind of requires somebody else to introduce the outside world to the tree. So if you're a tree, it's not your fault. You're just waiting for the right person to introduce you, okay? And don't be shy when you fall. Hello, Robin. Look, there's Robin. Batman and Robin, you know? Look, oh, they're so cute. I need a better camera and stuff. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I don't know. This is such a serene looking spot here. But we gotta go visit Wally. Wally told me a lot of stories surrounding when he faked his death. Yeah. Oh, wow, that was cool sounding. What was that? A goose? I don't know. Holy shit. I definitely know I'm high. I just looked up in the trees and I was one with the trees. I wouldn't want to be a tree though. They get hurt a lot. Okay, I'm looking at chat for a quick sec. Can we talk? What? I don't know how to super do or whatever. I just exist. If you want to donate to my cause, there's ways. You gotta go be a detective. You gotta play multiple roles here in this game. This is beautiful. This is where Wally's resting. Hell yeah! I miss him. I miss my Wally. But we gotta let him rest for as long as they want to rest. Oh, whoa, look at that. Hot damn. Wow, and that one fell. It gave us a whole portrait. Maybe this is where we should sit. You see it? You see it, guys? Nice. What do you see? What do you see? Oh, I thought my dear friend was coming. Oh, that'd be too much. Too much all at once. I miss my friends. I miss Bambi. Bambi. In due time. Anyways, what do we see from this stump thing? The remnants of a fallen baddie. Let's look at the other side before we take a seat. Oh. Okay. The rest of it is in the back rooms, I guess. It's gone. It's not here. Oh. There's some of it. Oh, we don't say that word here. We don't say that word. We say good day. Oh, look at that. Real glitter. Not that fake ass shit that they put bodies in. Oh, it's sticky. It's sap. Oh, it's sweet. Don't eat it though. Okay? You don't eat it. Even if somebody else says they're eating that, don't eat it. This is like it's blood. Oh, there's a little dude there stuck in it. See? They tried to eat it. They tried to eat it. Look what happened to them. Yep. That's what happens. That's what happens. Karma. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you put it in your mouth. Though it might look good to eat. Though it might look good to eat. And it might smell really sweet. Okay. Sit down, read a little Bible. Now I got sap all over my hand. I shouldn't have touched it at all. Well, now I know it's sticky, right? We all have our lessons. And some of them we want to learn on our own. That's okay. We can use the dirt. Dirt always helps you get clean. Okay. I'll set you all up here. Oh. Here's my outfit. The ladies. Or the dudes. They can wear a heart top if they want. We don't judge here. Oops. No. Body's still in progress, but... Oh, we don't say that word here either. We say, good day. Don't forget you're number 2. Oh, I saw a birdie. Well, there's one up there, probably. Okay. Oh. All right, time to read some Bible. Move these sticks out of the way. We are the giants. Took us a long time to get here. Okay. Here's what I got in my goodie bag. Holding. I need a better camera. This is so annoying. That's okay. I have primitive tech. What kind of tech do you got? Some people have none, so be grateful. Anyways, this is what's in my bag of holding. Another bag. I put bags inside bags, you know? I learned that trick from DayZ. Bags inside of bags. And then I got this little butterfly. I also have a butterfly here. Not sure if you see. Hay is for horses. We don't say that here. Good day. We talked about horses earlier. What are you? What are you at? What does that mean? What are you at? Are you asking where I am, or what am I up to? What is this? I don't know. Who's Jim? This said Jim on it. I can't remember. I'm really shit with names. So here's what I got in the mail. It was just garden center. That's what I like to see. The other advertisers, you know, where are you chilling? I'm in Canada. That's what my name is. What about you? Cool. It's beautiful here. Okay, we got several things going on here. We got this one. And then we got this one. And then we got my thing I write in. And I don't know where that is. What province? Oh, and then if anybody has any tears, Hello Kitty's here. I also have a little garbage bag because some of you nasty and leave garbage. Speaking of garbage, there's some fucking garbage. I'm gonna smack you. You smacked. Smack, smack, spiritual smack. Spiritual smack. Pick up your garbage, okay? Here's a little bag. Get your bag. Get the evil plastic and put it in the other plastic. I know I need to get like biodegradable bags or something. You know, we're always improving here. Okay, that's on my checklist. What are we gonna do about all the trash in the world, guys? Who's in sanitation that can figure that out? What are we gonna do with all the trash? Can we throw it in a volcano? Can we throw it? Can we throw trash into the volcano? Or a volcano that's active? Or would that like send fumes or something? We have to do this right. So we need to figure this out. How do we get rid of all the trash and clean up? Add a Q and A sticker. That would be a good idea. How do we fix the trash though? That's more of a form than, oh look, I went on a job. Who wants the job of doing that? Thank you. Or sorry, we don't say that word anymore either. I'm working on saying no more words. I'm slurring. Okay, this is what I was writing about last. Somebody said this story was scary. What was scary about it? Somebody said that about derogamy or whatever it was. Again, I fucking hate names. Deuteronomy. What is that? What is that a play on words for? Oh, I love this page. There's a beautiful eagle. Eagles are good at killing snakes. And then we have another bird, the owl. I wish I saw more owls. They're so beautiful. They're beautiful creatures. If you see owls, grateful. And then we got, what is this? Rock badger. Never seen a rock badger before. Badger. But a lot of people said this was scary. This story was scary. But at the end, it's the most beautiful fucking story ever. Like, God wrecks all the shitters. God literally, like, wrecks all the shitlords and snake cultists. And then it's like, love you guys. Love art. Literally. Literally. Here it is. Literally. That says heart. Can't you all read? And this is probably supposed to say anatomy. The atomy of us all as a hive. And they're working. They're not a job, they're working. Because they're a war king. Anyway. I don't even know if we need more Bible study after that. That was like heavy. Let's go to the other book. So this one's called The Seed. The true seed of life. Not the fake ass fucking kids and fucking bullshit. Actually, I don't need the hat on anymore. The true seed of life is in between. Romans. That's where I flipped to. Let's read it. Paul wrote this letter to introduce himself and his message to the church at Rome. I miss Caesar. He was a traitor. He betrayed me. He really broke my heart. Caesar, you broke my heart. But that's okay, you made Little Caesar pizza. They're not really around in Canada though anymore. I haven't seen one in like 50 billion years. So maybe they ended up bad anyways. Caesar, did you make Little Caesars for something evil and you didn't make it for me? Because that's not okay. That's okay. It can be revived. And they can make good pizza without the seed oils. Can we stop putting seed oil in everything? Thanks. Oh, sorry, we don't say thanks anymore. And we don't say sorry anymore. I have a bunch of words that are no-nos anymore. Restructuring English. Dracula edition. Right, Paul wrote this letter to introduce himself and his message to the church at Rome. He had never been to this important city, although he knew the names of many Christians there and hoped to visit them soon. And then there's some numbers, 15, 22, 16, 21. Paul tells them that he is an apostle, chosen to preach the good news, 101. And the message he proclaims is God's powerful way of saving all people who have faith, whether they are Jews or Gentiles, 6:16. We just say people now. Whether they are, whoever they are as people, whatever their identity. Oh, the wind just blew to a new page. So now we're on Acts 27:28. On the island. Ooh, pardon me. Is that a play on words too? Pod and par. Done. Oh. That's a play on words. You're asking to be pardoned for being rude. I don't think that's bad. Pardon me. Alright. What are you? Okay. On the island of Malta. When we came ashore, we learned that the island was called Malta. Or, what is that backwards? We have to write. Somebody should just write the Bible backwards. Somebody want to do that? That'd be cool. Everybody's always trying to rewrite it. Why don't they just write it backwards? So, like, Revelations would be where you start. I mean, usually there isn't anything good till a nightmare has to pass, so makes sense that you would read Revelations first, if you ask me. And then you would go through all the men and pardon them of all their sins. And then the end is Genesis, where finally there's peace and wonderfulness and good things. Only the good things left. I don't even know what that looks like yet. We're working on that together. It's a group project. Okay. So let's spell the word Malta. It's atlem. Can I make this flipped somehow? I guess you're reading it backwards. That's hilarious. Honestly, I don't know how to flip the thing, so I was just talking about backwards. There it is. Can you see? Atlem. Who's Atlem? Liam? I knew a Liam. I do miss him. He was in the Russian mob as one of his alter egos. He was also a biker. That's where I originally met him. And he shot my character. I did forgive him. He had a skirt thing. He liked skirts. I hope he's alright. He kind of stopped talking to me. Like everybody. Why does nobody ever want to be my friend? I'm like a terror, I know, but I can be cool. Okay, so when they came across, so let's say the island is a person. How would we just say islands are people now? Because if countries are people that have been kidnapped, so like, I'm fucking kidnapped right now, like, my world's in distress, guys. Canada's in distress. Same with everywhere else, every single country. There's a woman with that name that's in distress. So on the island of Malta, or Atlem, or Liam, or whatever, who knows? Wherever this island is, they met them. And they were very friendly. And they welcomed them. And they welcomed us. Okay. Who's us? Okay. I guess us in chat right now. And they welcomed us by building a fire. Oh, that's sweet. Fire's pretty cool, but you gotta be careful. You gotta be very responsible with fires, okay? I love marshmallows on a fire and sharing stories. I love that. But you have to be very responsible and follow rules. Okay? Right now we got no fires. No fires right now in Canada. You hear me? There's a lot of fire starters out there. Stop it. There's babes in the woods. Stop it. Okay? The local people were very friendly in this area. And they welcomed us by building a beautiful fire because it was rainy and cold. And see, weather can bring people together. That's how God works. God will be like, oh, they ain't talking. We should rain on them a bit, so then they have to go find shelter. And when I used to play Stalker a lot, sometimes there'd be like storms that would like kill you if you're outside. So you had to like go inside somewhere that was like covered, and sometimes you meet people, and it was like cool. Even though it was deadly. That's a deadly universe, you know? I probably don't recommend that one. At least real. Don't go there for real, okay? Just virtually if you want to dabble in that. That's a hard universe to survive in. Okay, so 3. After Paul had gathered some wood and put it on the fire. Who's Paul? Okay, shout out to Paul. All the Pauls. Or what is Paul backwards? Let's write some more. That looks like an Asian name. Lao. I got the P silent. P would be silent. So lol? No. Laura? It could be a Laura. The female equivalent of Paul is Laura, I think. Because it would backwards. And then the P would be silent. Gathered some wood and put it on the fire. The heat caused a snake to crawl out. And it bit him on the hand. Oh shit. We gotta ID this snake. We gotta know if it's a snake cultist or not. It could have been sharing knowledge. I've been bit by like so many things, okay? And they've all shared knowledge. You gotta figure out if it's a snake or a snake cultist. Big difference. Okay. And it crawled out and bit him on the hand. Oh. Wally bit me on the finger. Love you, Wally. I love Wallies. All the Wallies. Big love. I thought I saw the deer again. I'm getting sad now. Okay. When the local people saw the snake hanging from Paul's hand, they said to each other, "This man must be a murderer." Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Paul killed a snake, not a snake cultist. Broke the rules. He didn't drown in the sea, but the goddess of justice will kill him anyways. That's why you don't kill. Soldiers in the military, you're condemning yourselves really badly if you don't know how to distinguish a snake cultist from a snake. So he wandered into this person, this queen's land, and the first thing he does is kill. Paul, 5, Paul. Paul, no. I mean, I've messed with the snakes and probably like harassed them and abused them. Not on purpose when I was younger and I didn't know anything. But I wouldn't kill it. That's barbaric, Paul and Laura. Paul and Laura, that's barbaric. Okay. Paul shook the snake. The snake shake. Shook it off. Shake it off. Into the fire. And wasn't harmed. So the fire didn't get him yet. Okay, so his punishment isn't the element of fire. He made a sacrifice though. You don't burn things. Okay? If you're a mortician and you are cremating anything, animals, anything, that's a ritual. You're gonna go really far back in the back rooms doing that shit. Can you stop? For your own sake? Okay. Not okay, Paul. Wow, he's stacking up. He's stacking up the crimes. Paul's stacking up the crimes right now. First he murdered. Then he started doing evil, like, not good ritual shit. Burning flesh. Rituals. Blood magic. 6. The people kept thinking that Paul would either swell up or suddenly drop dead. They're all fucking watching in shock. They're like, Paul. What did you do, Paul? You killed the snake and then you just fucking sacrificed it? Breaking all the rules? Just burn a candle. Why'd you have to get a scented candle, Paul? Leave nature alone. I guess burning a candle can be a ritual. Depends, I guess. I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. They can be calming, but so is sitting outside. They watched him for a long time, and when nothing happened to him, they changed their minds and said, "The man is God." Okay, no. Paul's not God. Laura is not God. This is going downhill. Now the people are fucking up. Oh, this place is fucked. Malta's fucked. Okay, 7. The governor of the island was named Public. I'm just gonna say Public because I don't know how to say that fucking dumb name. It's Pub for short. So shout out to all the pubs, okay? If you go by Pub, or I guess Pug, this is you. This is you right now. The governor of the island was named Public, or Pub, and he owned some of the land around there. So he's a lord. Breaking rules already. Breaking rules already, Pub. Holy shit. Breaking rules already. He's a lord. He took the job of lord. Public was very friendly and welcomed us into his home for 3 days. That sounds like a ritual. Red alert. Public might be doing something not... 3? Was that specific, Paul? Or Pub? Or whoever? Ugh. Fasting, so I keep burping up. 8. His father was in bed, sick with a fever and stomach troubles. I wonder why. I wonder why, Pub. Maybe because you're breaking all the rules. Paul went to visit him. Okay. Now, Paul's not innocent either. He's just a witness to all this, as he's also doing bad stuff. Paul went to visit him. Paul healed the man by praying and placing his hand. You don't put hands on people. He's breaking laws again! It's called consent. The man's sick. He can't give consent. He's not in his right mind. He can't give consent. Leave him alone. You have to be careful with praying. That's chanting. Tell you the people that want to say everything else is witchcraft. Well, praying is witchcraft. Bad type. Bad type. Not good type. Bad type. I lost where I was. I'm kind of angry. When somebody's sick, you help them see true God. You help them see the hive. You help them see that they're not alone. That's how you heal people. Not putting your hands on them and chanting, praying. You can have a conversation with God, but you shouldn't be asking for God to heal people. Because here's the thing, you know, as much as I love Wally and I want Wally to raise back from the dead, grief is hard. But they died for a reason. And if Wally didn't die, you know, and go into rest, I wouldn't have seen those stories at all. And you have to remember that that form of them is resting now. They're resting now. And Jesus somewhere did talk about how to deal with the dead, and it was just leave them. Let the dead deal with the dead. Because you're not supposed to touch bodies. And we're all guilty of that. I'm struggling with that myself. I've done a couple self-burials and touched dead things. I'm reading different Bibles. and my interpretation of them. But I know I can do better. And I don't want to touch the dead. Who wants to touch dead? Wherever they died, they should just be left. It's like Fallout, you know, and then you see how they died. It's a lesson. We have whole cleanup crews now and stuff. So like say there's a big car pileup. Obviously we shouldn't just literally be Fallout and just leave car pileups everywhere. That path is for everybody, and somebody fucked up. So record it. Get it on video. Get the cameramen in there. Get the cameramen in there. Get the cameraman in there to record it all, to say, hey, that fucking person fucked up. And that person in that car also fucked up. That's why they all died. Okay, now we're gonna clean up the scene. It's like a studio. Clean it up. Clean up on aisle 5. You learn a lesson. And the resting. And whatever happens with the people who are actual professionals. Hey, what are you doing on there, little beetle? We got a friend. Yeah, we need to leave that to the professionals. And a lot of you think that you're professionals in things, but you're just job. So leave it to the actual professionals, please. They'll take care of it. They know how to properly, you know, they're in tune with God, real God. And either you're in tune with real God or you're not. And I've been job. We're all jobs, in a way. We all want jobs. We all want a job. Purpose. But it comes to us when it comes to us. It's like the Smurf universe. They all get names based on what they actually are, you know, eventually fall into. And the last Smurf movie I watched with Rihanna, it was all about a Smurf being job and feeling like he had no job. There was no job for him. He tried so many jobs and none of them felt like they were his job. And I was like, that's so relatable. And some of us get forced into being a job we don't want. Are you enjoying the Bible? I don't want to crush you. You're so tiny. Here's the thing about bodies as well. Like if you accidentally kill bugs and stuff, don't beat yourself up about that. They were meant to get squashed, right? You were not even aware. But if you find a little guy, if you're Jack and the Beanstalk and you're the giant, and you do come across a little dude, don't purposely hurt them, help them. And there's no right or wrong. Onto my finger, little dude. As long as you don't hurt. And this little beetle's on their own journey. They're conscious. We don't know what God's saying to them, where they're going, or what their real purpose is. They could have a false job. They could be seeking something that they're not supposed to be seeking. A lot of animals and bugs are in survival mode because they've forgotten their real job. That's a little sad. That's what predators are. They're so locked into this survival, they forgot who they really were. And now they hunt and hurt. It won't focus. What a little guy. So cute. These are our aliens. And there's new ones popping up. We're just so invested in categorizing and preserving what we have, we don't even notice the new ones. And they could be tiny like this. You wouldn't even notice them. Imagine being the first species of your kind, and there's giants, and the giants don't even notice that you're new. Like you're new here. You're like, hey guys, I'm new. and some giant just ignores you. They think like you're nothing. They don't think you're unique. That's so depressing. I don't want to live in a world like that. So well, I don't know if you're new or not, little dude. But you're just posing up on this little foliage here and you look stunning. I'll try to remember in the future, maybe draw a little portrait of you for memory. Just a little dude. Okay, I'm gonna put you down. Don't come near my blanket, you might get squished. And I can't help you after that. You know, that's why you don't go fuck with giants. Unless you're... I don't know, you shouldn't be hurting giants anyway. Why are you hunting giants? Why are people hunting giants? Why do people hunt anything? Exhausting. Get some hobbies. We have so many options now. Take your pick at hobbies. As long as it isn't hurting anybody. Or a job that you've just given yourself and that you weren't led to. And I mean led to, like, not just like you once go outside, walk down the street, and then somebody offers you a business card. So you're like, yep, that's the job. That's it. That's what God wanted me to do. No! That's a temptation. You started your test. You wished. The genie popped out. The genie's going to trick you. And the genie can trick you for a lot of wishes. You always learn something. And if you follow rules and you can't get hurt. Just like Paul right now, he can't get hurt. He does believe in God. He knows that he's on a test. Other things around him with consciousness are dying. But he is not, because he accepted his test. It's that simple. When you stop thinking you're just being punished and you're just like self-loathing, and you say, well, I'd like a test instead. Instead, I don't want a job. I want a test. And the test will lead you to your purpose or role. And the role could change. And that's what's kind of cool. I like that because I like to change. I like to role play, so I like to do all types of roles. I want to do everything. I want to try everything. I don't know what I could settle on. And as I work on my project, I get more and more excited about, like, what could I settle on? What could I try? And you live forever, so yeah. At least when you're on your test. If you betray us and God, it's like the Matrix. The Joes pop up, or whatever they're called. They pop up and they're like, okay, we're going to have to take you in. You got to go to therapy jail. This isn't working out. To the back rooms. Sell 15. Get them in. At least you didn't start at 0. Okay, so Paul was going against God and using his powers. Paul and Laura was using his powers and her powers to revive people instead of counseling and teaching them. And I noticed this a lot about prophets is it's like they had a good intentions. And when I was younger, I could definitely see how I would view them as heroes. But then you have to take a step back and be like, wait a minute. All of these people are dead. So that means they failed their test. They failed. They took a test. They thought they were doing the right thing the whole time. They didn't expand their mind. And then they died to start over because they fucked up. They fucked up for too long. There isn't really a time limit. It's more of you mentally give up, or you mentally build yourself a reality to die in. And it's really fucking sad. Oh, it's really sad. How many people are building a reality to kill themselves in? Oh, I'm gonna die of old age. No, you're not. There's no such thing as age. We have a cycle, if you'd like to believe, where you evolve like a Pokemon, and you're gonna look gross and pruny. That's what fucking Metapod is from fucking Pokemon. A wrinkly nasty. And then what comes out? A butterfly. Oh, I'm being tested right now mentally. Oh. All right, what? Okay, so Paul did bad stuff. Has done like is just stacking up the sins right now. Is stacking them. Is stacking. Okay. The people were very respectful. And when we sailed, they gave us everything we needed. So Paul healed all the people that were sick. But I guess he learned 2 lessons here. He learned the unknown lesson that we just discovered, that he just did a bunch of bad stuff, but he thought he was doing good. He thought he was following the rules. And the people, obviously the people of this island knew better. Maybe they had already been through what Paul had done and been punished. And so like they're higher level. So they're like, oh man, look at this guy. He just came into town. He killed a snake. He killed like our prized fucking animal. He didn't actually confirm if it was a snake cultist. He just like started murdering. And then he threw them in the fire and sacrificed them to a false god. And then he started healing people that he wasn't asked to do. Those that are meant to heal will heal. You don't go to a healer. You go to a teacher and they teach you how to heal. It's like counseling, therapy, but like more. None of us got it right yet. Whatever happened to Pub in this story? I guess Pub just stayed a lord. Man, he's condemned to staying a lord. Pub, wake up. Give the land free. I heard a kitty. Okay. So Paul the fuck up here. I don't think he's reading his journals back. Or maybe he's not reading the right book. So 3 months later, he had 3 months on a ship. What's the time? Or what's the title? The Seed. The Seed for Life. Which has a lot of meanings. Good and bad. So he had 3 months on this ship, stuck on this ship, to journal away and reflect, and I don't think he did he reflect? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Okay, so 3 months later, we sailed in a ship that had been docked at Malta for the winter. We sailed in a ship that had been docked. Oh, so he would have had to leave in the spring. That's an interesting way of telling time, if I'm right about that. Because it was stuck because of winter. Because, you know, nature will lock us in place when winter comes because it's cold, it's hard to travel. There are travelers of winter, but that's a hard thing. They've made it easier now to travel, I will say. But if you're really following all the rules, that's a time to like be with family and friends and community and journal. And yeah, that's why it's the darker months. It's a time of reflection, a time of, yeah, because when you look in reflections and low light, you can see your demons. That's why a lot of people cover their mirrors, because it freaks them out. Especially in the winter when there's the low light and you catch a glimpse of yourself and you see a demon in there because you're not reflecting properly. So when you look in any sort of reflection, even this counts. This is a black mirror, guys. Hello, welcome to the black mirror. So yeah, so he would have left in spring. And then they sailed for 3 months. The ship was from Alexandria in Egypt and was known as the twin gods. So Boaz and Jashin. Nice. 12. We arrived in Syracuse? Syracuse? That sounds like sugar. Syrup. Or curse. Syracuse. Honestly, that's maybe what it means. Syracuse. He arrived at Shure. A curse. He arrived at a cursed place. Okay. And stayed for 3 days. He's doing the ritual now. He's been infected. Because Pub kept Paul for 3 days. And then Paul felt like 3 meant something very significant. So he's like, okay, well then I have to stay for 3 days. Okay, we're going to find out if that was a good or a bad. Or maybe it was just a sign to show you that, I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, 13. That was number 12. If we're working with numerology, 12's not a bad number. I don't get bad feelings from 12. 3 is the Trinity. So Pub also kept him for 3 days. Maybe Pub was a good person. He was just lost and he was a lord, right? So he was lost being a lord. And once you become a lord, it's pretty hard to not be a lord. Everybody deserves spotlight. Yeah, sun. The sun's been very jealous today and loud. The sun has a girlfriend. Okay. Now I'm being jealous. 13. From there we sailed to... Oh, they didn't even stay in Syracuse. That was bad vibes in Syracuse. Paul walked into Shure Curse only for 3 days and he was out. He fucking dipped. There's a whole story about a fucking town that was cursed and he didn't give us the deets. Paul, what happened in the cursed town? Paul noped the fuck out on the 13th the fucking day. That's why the next line's 13 probably. He was like, fuck this place is fucking crazy. You know, that's karma though. Because what he did in the last town, he was doing all that bad stuff. Yeah, he had a good heart. Again, I think he probably did have his heart in the right place. He just didn't know better. He was taught wrong. And then so I guess he was sent to a cursed place by Boaz and Jashin. And it scared, for 3 days he fucking was horrified, I guess. And then he dipped out on the 13th day. He fucking just survived a horror movie. That was me in this. Oh, that was me not that long ago. Okay, from there, there we sailed to Regum? What is that backwards? I'm gonna write it. Get out of here. Okay. Crow's coming. Hanging out. Okay, what is this backwards? M-U-I-G-E-H-R. Moo. Mew. A cat? I don't know. I'm bad at pronouncing. Or is that a stellar? That could be a stellar mimicking a crow. They're mimics. Okay, let's finish up this page because I'm running out of time here. From there, okay, the next day, a south wind began to blow, and 2 days later, we arrived in Petruli. So they didn't even stay in whatever that town was, Mew. The cat town, he didn't like the cat town either. Paul's a cat hater. What? Next day, a south wind began to blow. So wind came for Paul and guided Boaz and Jashin to Petruli. Petruli, like potpourri, like flowers and stuff. There we found some of the Lord's followers. Oh no. Here's a snake cultist. Paul ran into some bullies, guys. He ran into the Lord of this land. Oh, hello. Who begged us to stay with them. So this Lord and their followers were looking to be redeemed. A week later, we left for the city of Rome. So Paul and his crew, I guess whoever Paul's with, I don't know who Paul's with here. A week later, we left for the city of Rome. So they stayed a week, 7 days. Oh shit, that's like the movie. Oh my gosh, Paul haunted their house for fucking 7 days. Okay. Some of the followers in Rome heard about us and came to meet us at the market of Apple. I'm just going to say Apple. And at the 3 inns. So some hotels where gatherers all form. When Paul saw them, he thanked God and was encouraged. I don't like the word thanked, because it says, well, I guess thanked, hanked. See, like hanked? Sounds like you're like, that's not a good word. If you take the T off, hanked. It's like you're hanking them off. I don't like that. That's why I'm getting rid of thank you in my vocabulary. You can be great. You can be grateful because you're full of the greatness that you're receiving, but I don't think you should be saying thank you like you're hank off. Yeah, I did too many play on words now, and I can't unsee the play on words, and it just like irks me. It is literally a possession. That's a big demon. The wordsmith possession of the snake cults. Okay, so he thanked God, or he was grateful. You should just be grateful God helped you. I don't like how he worded that. He thanked God, but this is his journey. That's why in a way we shouldn't rewrite these, because these are supposed to be journals. Originally they were journals of somebody. Like, imagine if somebody took your journal and rewrote your fucking journal and said a fucking bunch of shit that you didn't want to fucking say. That's why if you're writing about the Bible, it's in your perspective. You don't just rewrite it. It's in your perspective. And you admit, this is my perspective of what I read. You don't try to replace. Yeah. Okay, so after he helped the Lord and their followers, because even though Paul's a sinner, he's helping people. He is helping them see signs so that they can find real God. So he felt encouraged by that. And then Paul in Rome. Paul goes to Rome, guys. All right, Paul and Laura are now in Rome. So they arrived in Rome, and Paul was allowed to live in a house by himself with a soldier to guard him. Oh, so he had snake cultists trying to hurt him. That's not good. 3 days later, they lugged the 17, 3 days. That's a big number. We're on page 260, Acts 28, if you're into numbers. 3 days after we got there, Paul called together some of the Jewish leaders and said, "My friends, I have never done anything to hurt people, and I've never gone against the customs of our ancestors," which is wrong. You're not supposed to go by the customs of your ancestors. You're supposed to be a rebel little fucking brat bitch who breaks like fucking all the norms, okay, and finds the real answers. Your ancestors are fucking sinners. Grandpa and grandma are fucking in the back rooms. They're not in heaven. Most of them are not at fucking no. The gates are closed. They're closed. They've been fucking closed. Paul, you just don't get it. But in Jerusalem, I handed over a prisoner to the Romans. He snitched, in not a good way. Who is this prisoner? What's the story? Okay, wait. So, but in Jerusalem, so he says but. I say but a lot too. It's kind of an excuse word. But in Jerusalem, I was handed over as a prisoner. Oh, he was handed over. He and she, Laura and Paul, were handed over to the Romans as prisoners. So the Romans are like the baddies, I guess, the snake cultists in this particular story, I assume. They looked into charges against me and wanted to release me. Or I don't know. I don't know if the Romans are really bad, because they kind of work together. Like, some of the people the Romans have killed deserved to die, in my opinion. They did do something, unfortunately, that was deserving of a restart. So people went by on some bikes. I gotta get my bike tuned up. My mom has it. I'd like to try a bike. They found that I had not done anything deserving a death. Yeah, so the Romans, it's like they judged him based on what he did. And even though he killed a snake, it wasn't a person. The people in the island, they were really upset about the snake, though. That was their animal that he killed. And they had wished death on him. So you're not supposed to wish death on people either. You want them to heal. So yeah, the Romans were like, yeah, you didn't do anything that bad yet, go away. All right, and then the Jewish leaders disagreed. I got my eyes on these Jews in the Bible, by the way. I don't think that they're real Jews. I think they're fucking liars. And that's why they boarded out of my town. They fucking know that I am onto their ass. They're fake. There's some fake Jews. There's some fake ass fucking Jews. Fakers. They pretending they're fucking real Jews, man. They're not. It's pissing me off. Just admit it. So these Jewish leaders disagreed and wanted to kill Paul. So Paul and Laura, because these are two different characters that are both, they're the same character. I know it's confusing, okay? This is a multiverse here. So the Jewish, they wanted to chop Paul and Laura's heads off. So they asked to be tried by the emperor. So who's the emperor? I'm wary of kings and all that. But I don't have anything to say against my own nation. Okay? I'm bound by these chains because of what we people. Because I'm bound. So that's another excuse word in a way. Also, somebody told me that you're not supposed to say I am. You're supposed to say am. Or I'm, sorry. I'm bound. So he's saying he's bound by the chains because of what we people of Israel hope for. What does that mean? I am bound. He's saying that he has chains on him with the excuse, what we people, because Paul and Laura are supposed to speak a good message in the end. That's why I've called you here to talk about this hope of ours. Okay, I see. The leaders replied, so the Jewish leaders, no one from Judea has written us a letter about you. They wanted some fan mail? I'm confused. Okay, wait. I need to slow it down here. Okay. Let's start back at the beginning, because I chopped it all up now. Okay. They found that I had done nothing, but the Jewish leaders disagreed. So Paul and Laura went to the emperor, whoever the emperor is. And then it's got an indent. Like, I'm confused. Is this Paul and Laura still saying, I don't have anything to say against my own nation? I'm bound by these chains because they're what Israel hopes for. That's why I've called you here to talk about. Okay, I see. They're trying to state that they shouldn't be murdered by these Jewish people that are faking being Jewish, because they have a message. They feel like they have a purpose. And then the leaders replied, no one from Judea has written a letter. So they wanted proof, I guess. So the Jewish people disagree. So they're like in a courtroom. Is this like a courtroom right now? And the emperor's the judge? Okay, so let's just say it's a judge instead of emperor. Fuck that word. Scrap that word, emperor. That's confusing. Judge. So So Paul and Laura were like, no, 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 no. We want to talk. We want to judge. We want to judge here. We want this to be an actual court case because the Romans agree with us, but the Jewish don't. So they go to court. So now they're in court. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay, so the leaders, the Jewish, so the opposers against Paul and Laura said they wanted fan mail. They wanted proof that Paul and Laura were special in some way, or like they had a purpose, because they sound very vengeful. I'm not liking that. That's very vengeful sounding. Not one of them has come here to report on you or to say anything against you. So they're neutral. But why would you want to kill them if they're fucking neutral? Shame. Shame. And not one of them has come here to report. But we would like to hear what you have to say. You just said you wanted to kill him. And Laura. We understand that people everywhere are against this new group. That doesn't mean you have a bias. That's having a bias based on what other people say or other people do in a group. That's not fair. Everybody should be their own individual and judged by their individual self, not because what group they're in. This is why we have genocides. You guys are all breaking the rules. You all piss me off. Okay. They agreed on a time to meet with Paul. And I guess talk? Why can't they just talk in the courtroom? Why do they gotta have secret conversations? Why? Because they're wrong? Many of them came to his house. So they mobbed his house in a group. They couldn't fucking just pick one person. No, they had to have a whole fucking gang show up. Not okay. Gang. From early morning until late in the afternoon, Paul talked to them about God's kingdom. Yeah, I mean, I could talk forever about, like, Genesis. Okay. He used the law of Moses and the books of the prophets to try to win them over to Jesus. Some of the leaders agreed with what Paul said, but some others did not. So they have interns. This is why they need to have one person. Why do they gotta internal affairs here? Eternal affair, like, Jews, get your shit together. Okay. Since they could not agree among themselves, they started leaving. So now they're quitters. I'm running out of time. We're almost there. This is a mess. This is such a mess. Since they could not agree amongst themselves, they started leaving and basically quitting what they're supposed to be doing. But Paul said, and Laura said, the Holy Spirit said the right thing when he sent Isaiah the prophet to tell our ancestors. The Holy Spirit said the right thing when he sent Isaiah the prophet to tell our ancestors. Go to these people and tell them, you will listen and listen, but never understand. You will look and look, but never see. All of you have stubborn hearts. Your ears are stopped up, and your eyes are covered. You cannot see, or hear, or understand. If you could, you would turn to me, and I would heal you. So that's talking about how God is standing there with us the whole time. But we all want to argue about all this crud and differences, instead of just realizing, like, the Holy Spirit's and God is like, they're always there. They're always there. You just have to say, hey, could you heal me? And have faith. We've lost all our faith. We have abused each other so badly We have all lost faith, that we can't heal ourselves anymore. We can't turn to God and ask to be healed. And not in a prayer, as in an acceptance and a surrender that like I'm sitting out here and it's